Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Of course, we're doing another Jackery stream over here, guys, with a bunch of their amazing products. Now, you are going to see that we do have that 5% discount code for you guys. If you spend over $1,000 throughout October with us live, you guys can get that 5% off. Now, you're going to notice, though, inside the carousel that there is a bunch of products that are on sale already, guys. They are posting a bunch of amazing deals for you to finish off October before we get into, of course, prime shopping. And what do I mean by prime shopping? Of course, the holidays are right around, of course, the corner. Sheila, yes, I am here. I am definitely here. We do have Fernando with us, so Fernando is helping out like always. I appreciate Fernando's help 100%. Guys, a little under the weather. We're going to get through this. We're going to have fun, so don't worry about it. We're going to enjoy the show, and we're going to start off with the 1000 V2. Now, the 1000 V2 is coming in at 14% off today. It's $429, which is a phenomenal deal for you guys. And I really do like that. Now, with that, of course, on hand, you guys are going to be able to see an amazing, amazing deal. Trying to figure out one second. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. So we slightly had a technical issue down there. I fixed it. We're good. All right, the 1000 V2, guys. The 1000 V2 is 1,070 watt hours of power in a very, very amazing package. Now, when we move over here, you guys are going to see, of course, that table with all of those beautiful power stations. I did move some stuff around today, and we actually figured a few things out. And, of course, we got the 1000 V2 right there, and it's actually hooked up. I'm running the 1000 V2 right now, of course, running some lights off of it. But you get 1,070 watt hours of power that can be, of course, fully charged in a 2-hour charge time, standard quick charging. Now, that's actually a really great charge time on a wall plug. So for those of you that are not using solar and you want to charge it in your house, your garage, or like, let's say, a plug-in in your motorhome, you guys can have it 2 hours up and charged. You're good to go. You know that there's an emergency, maybe a big storm coming. I mean, it's almost winter time, or a windstorm, or a snowstorm, a rainstorm, something that may take out your power and you're used to it. Go inside the app. On this does have app control. Flip over the emergency situation charging, and you can have it fully charged in 1 hour, which is actually amazing. To see something of this magnitude charged in 1 hour's time, it's pretty phenomenal. If you had, let's say, 2 of the 200 watt solar panels, guys, you would have a 2.5 hour charge time with that, of course, on hand. Now, you're going to have a flashlight that's going to do 3 modes of lighting: standard light mode, SOS pattern, or, of course, highlight brightness. Large digital display, 12 volt 10 amp DC plug, and then below that's going to be a 30 watt USB-C port, which I'm using right now. And under that 30 watt USB-C port, you have a 100 watt USB-C port as well. Below that's going to be an 18 watt USB-A port, and that's going to be perfect for Sheila because she needs to charge her phone because she's always wasting the battery. Now you're going to have 3 AC outlets over there that are going to do 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 3,000 if you really need to. And that's actually a good little thing to be able to go up and above the actual charge rate of these AC outlets. It only weighs about 24 pounds. And now at 24 pounds, you guys run quite a bit of different products. You know, like a 200 watt desktop PC could run for about 6 hours off of this. 1150 watt window AC, little about an hour. Your Starlink users, for those of you that need that internet in your RV, your motorhome, or you use Starlink, you guys would get anywhere from 10 to 29 hours depending on the variation of the Starlink you have, from like Starlink Mini all the way up to the Starlink Standard. 14 laptop charges, maybe 20 drone batteries. You guys can do about 12 hours with the electric heated blanket, maybe 55 to a little over 55 minutes to an hour with the electric grill. 14 hours with the mini fridge. Anywhere from 10 to 14 hours with your flat screen TVs. That's like a 65 watt flat screen TV. I actually don't have mine on tonight. It wasn't listening to me anyways. If you guys know that voice control stuff, it kind of messes with me once in a while. This is a great little option. It is 14% off today. It's about $429, which is great. Now, you don't have to just get it as just by itself. And I mean, by itself, it's a phenomenal deal. It's a great product. You guys can get it with, let's say, the 200 watt solar panel. Now, with the 200 watt solar panel, it's going to be about $649 right now, which is like 50% off. That panel normally is like $600 by itself. And then, of course, you have the station that's, normally like over $500 too. You're going to have a great option here. So it's a phenomenal package. Now you're halfway there to having that 2.5 hour charge time. Get a second 200 watt panel, and you guys don't have to pay the electric company to charge this. That means, for people like Sheila or Phil that like to, sit there and run their solar panels and just not use the electric company, you're halfway there. I mean, just add another solar panel and you guys could do that. Or you guys can get it the 1000 V2 with 2 of the 100 watt solar panels for like $699. Now you're probably like, well, I could get the 200 watt panel for a few dollars less, which, you could. You definitely could. Or you can get 2 of the 100 watt panels. They're lighter weight. They're, of course, bifacial. About $699. It's 46% off. It's a great deal. It's a phenomenal deal. With it, of course, you guys have 200 watts. Get, of course, 2 more of these, and you have that 2.5 hour charge rate. Because you only have 2 100 watt panels, you can have about a 5 hour charge rate with this one. But it is, of course, a great little station. It's a phenomenal station. The 1000 V2 is just amazing. Sometimes I show you guys this, and we're going to show it to you because, well, it is that time of the year where it's Christmas almost, and Halloween and all of that other stuff. So why not show you what the 1000 V2 can actually do with, like, decorations. Now, because it's Halloween time, picture these Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations, inflatable monsters, little bats, and everything else. The lighting and all of the bits and bobs. This can do that without a problem. Now, I'm doing Christmas lights. I'm doing, of course, like 5 inflatables inside. There's 5 inflatables outside. And I want 22 watts of charge left, 22% charge. It had a nice long runtime left to it. Charge it during the day with solar panels. Let these run at night when dusk hits. Let the kids enjoy the decorations, and you're not paying the electric company to do it. You're doing it all off of your 1000 V2. So great little options, phenomenal little ideas. If you're looking for something like that, definitely worth checking out. If you want to step it up a little bit, get a little bit bigger of a station, I totally agree with you, and I totally understand. Now, that would be like the 2000 V2. So if we go back to the table, we move over to the side. You guys are going to notice those beautiful stations. You're going to notice that 2000 V2 right there. Now, this is going to give you guys a little bit of looks at how the app can work with these. So we're going to come over here. We're going to pop it up. I'm going to turn the flashlight on, right? So there's low light setting. Now, you could do this on this or 1000 V2 without a problem. We can go to highlight setting where it's going to give you guys a 5 watt light bulb, bright, full, beautiful LED lighting. Or we can hit SOS pattern. We don't have to do that though. We don't have to. Now we can also see that digital display. Display on this showing about 49% battery capacity. Now, that's because we use it quite a bit on all of these shows. Again, you guys can do, of course, that beautiful emergency charging in those timely needs if you need to. This station's normally like $1,500. It's 40% off today, so you guys can get it for like $799. At $799, it's a great price point. With this device, you guys are going to have 2,042 watt hours of power. At 2,042 watt hours of power, you guys have a 2-hour charge time. Now, 2 hours to have it charged up and ready on a wall plug is amazing. It's a quick charge. And for a great amount of battery capacity and, of course, power to be ran. You're going to have over 9 ports of usability. So you're going to have the 12-volt 10-amp plug, just like the 1000 V2. You're going to have the USB-C port. You're going to have the USB-C port again. So you have the 30-watt and the 100-watt port. You're going to have the 18-watt USB-A port below that. The flashlight, the 3 modes of brightness that we just showed you, and that digital display. Below that is going to be 3 ports of AC outlet power. Now, those 3 ports of AC outlet power is going to do 2200 watts of connectability. So let's say I want to plug in my computer to it. I can do that. I want to plug in my house stove to it. I can do that. I want to plug in my house refrigerator. I can do that. It will accept that power, and it can be charged in 2.5 hours, you guys, on a wall plug. That's a quick, under 2, I think it's like 2 hours. It's a quick charge time. Switch it over to emergency situations. You guys have that 1 hour charge rate. You're up and running. You're good to go. If you want to do solar charging, you guys can do solar charging as well. Let's say you had, of course, a couple, like just 200 watt solar panels. You're going to have about a 5 hour charge rate. If you had 4 of those 200 watt panels, you're going to have a 2.5 hour charge time. Do the solar charging and the wall plug, you have a 50-minute charging, and of course you're up and running. What's up, Phil? How are you doing, buddy? Now, with it, of course, you can do a lot more because this battery capacity on the 2000 V2 is larger. That, and of course, those AC outlet plugs are larger and, of course, more capacitive. That means like that 200 watt desktop PC can run for like 12 hours. You want to run a 5 watt light bulb, about 60 hours off of this device. You could charge your phone anywhere from 60 plus charges, depending on the phone you have. Let's kind of go here. 26 hours with the 200 watt 200 watt refrigerator. For the 520 watt refrigerator, it's going to be a little bit different. You guys want to get out there, you want to get your shop back going, maybe you want to clean up your car because of all the leaves, go ahead, shop back, guys, 2.5 hour runtime off of this without an issue. 8 hours with the drill, guys, maybe 20 hours with the water pump or air pump. Flat screen TVs can be done as well. Rice cookers can definitely be done if you want to do rice cooking. I'm going to tell you, this is an amazing little piece that can even do 24 laptop charges on those 80 watt laptops. So the smaller laptops can do that. The 2000 V2 is a phenomenal little product that's going to be perfectly set for a lot of different people. What's up, buddy? What's up? I'm going to take a sip of water, guys. Now, with it, like I said, it's 47% off today. It's about $799, which is a great deal. It's a phenomenally priced for you. Pick up a couple different products tonight from Jackery, and you guys can use that 5% discount code if you spend over $1,000. That's where it's really at. Now, this can do a lot more. What I'm going to tell you, though, is it does weigh 39 pounds. So it is a little bit heavier than the 1000 V2. About 10 pounds heavier. With that, you expect the difference. It's a bigger battery capacity, but it is a still small framed device, which is great. With the 2000 V2, it's actually created a little bit different. This was the first product that they tested out, that beautiful CTB, or cell-to-body technology. Now, the cell-to-body technology is just like I would expect. You guys know what a beehive looks like. When you cut a beehive in half, you'll see cells. And that's what it's going to look like inside of this device. That's how they made it smaller, lighter, and a quicker build time, which is great. I love that idea. Hey, thanks, Phil. I appreciate it, buddy. Oh, man. Any questions about those? Go ahead and ask. Now, you guys can also get, of course, it as a package deal. You guys can get the 2000 V2 with 2 of the 200 watt solar panels for like $11.99. Now, $11.99 might be a little, I get it. You might want to go with just the station, get the solar panels later. Totally understand. But we did want to throw it in there so you guys can actually see that price package. With that, of course, you guys now can use that optional 5% discount code that we have for you, that 2025 October live code. Oh, yeah. That code is amazing. And, of course, because you got 2 of those 200 watt solar panels, and these are the newer 200 watt panels, which is great. The new 200 watt panels are bifacial charging, lighter weight, easier to carry around. It's not going to weigh like that 21 pound original, of course, with that. And I'm just going to say there. I do have one of the newer panels coming at some point, so we will be able to show you guys that new 200 watt panel soon. So 2000 V2, guys, phenomenal piece of product and, of course, technology that would work very, very well for pretty much anybody in here. It's just one of those great items. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, though, why not step it up? Go with a big boy. Let's talk about that one right there. Now, I have come to the realization that I do know why the shadow happens, and that's because I have the Jackery power station sitting in front of it, and it's shadowing. I thought it was because of my lighting. I learned something today. Now with this is the 36 or the 3000. The Jackery Explorer 3000 has a 3600 watt AC outlets built onto the front. Now with that being said, if we zoom on in there, you guys are going to see 5 AC outlets. First are your 4 standard 3-prong American outlets. With that on hand, and then of course you guys will have that NEMA style plug. So with that, guys, you're going to have that NEMA style plug. That's a TTR30, which means you guys are a TT30R, which means you guys can connect up to your motorhomes, your RVs, or of course a manual transfer station. Now, that's a great little thing with this. It's a great little option that we can actually connect up to those things and do all of that. You're going to have 2 100 watt USB-C ports. 2, of course, those beautiful 18 watt USB-A ports, 12 volt 10 amp plug, and that big, beautiful display. Now, with the 3000, guys, you still have app control. So you guys can control this from your phone. It works with Bluetooth or wireless connection, so you guys can do either of those. And that's a cool little piece with this. So you guys can have Bluetooth control with that. With the Bluetooth control or wireless control, you guys can turn on all of the plugs. You guys can see generation and consumption from solar and a wall plug power. You guys will see the consumption of the power you're pulling out of the system. It's also going to allow you to know if you have, of course, solar panels connected up to it. With this, you have different options of how to charge it. This is going to be about $1,099. This is one of their newer products, so it's going to cost you. It's got about a 2.25 hour charge time. So at 2.25 hours, you're a 3,072 watt hours of power. 3,072 watt hours of power is an amazing amount of power to do pretty much whatever you guys could think of with it on hand. And that's the great piece with this. You guys can do quite a bit. Because it's also over that 3,000 watt hours of power, you now can sign up for that residential clean energy credit program once, of course, our government goes back to work. And then, of course, you guys can get that tax credit, which is great. I like that idea that there's a tax credit for people that want to start doing green energy or, clean energy. And that's a great idea. So to have, of course, that access and be, of course, recommended for doing something like this, it's a great idea. I love that they have that for you, and it's a great option. 2.25 hours is a great charge time. If you want to do, let's say, 400 watts of solar panel charging, it's going to be at 11-hour charge time. If you had 1,000 watts of solar charging, you see where we're going. It's going to, of course, drop down. And it can accept up to, I think it's like 2,500 watts of charging with this. It's like 1,800 watts of wall plug charging alone. So you have the different variations of what you guys can do with that, how you charge it. If you guys wanted to do solar and, of course, wall plug charging together, it's going to be a little over an hour and a half to about an hour and 3/4. So it's going to charge even quicker than wall charging by double charging. And that's the variations with this. Now, the 12 volt 10 amp plug, again, is very useful style plug. For people like Phil, let's say Phil wants to go camping with his kids during summer or the beginning of fall, it's a great camping time. Take this with you, and you guys can use the inflatable mattresses off of it. Now, some of the older ones still use the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter adapter. For those of you that, of course, have newer ones or have different stylings, you probably have the 3-prong AC outlet mattress. You know, you guys could also use the old, I'm going to say the old, if I can even think of the word right now, the old handheld vacuums. You guys, those used to run off of those as well. It really, I agree. Like, the fall is a great time to go camping, as long as it's not snowing time or New England. I'm going to go there. It's like Arctic cold up here. I think we're in like the 30s or something like that. So it's cold. But great little options with it. Now, you guys could run quite a bit off of a device like this. It can be used as a UPS or an uninterruptible power supply. And it can do just a bunch with this. It's made with solid body technology yet again. So the size has dropped down with this. When you want to, you guys could run, let's say, a refrigerator for 1 to 2 days off of this. 9 to 10 days with an LED flashlight. You guys could do maybe a house fan for over 60 hours. Your Wi-Fi router over 60 hours. You could do, of course, let's say an electric rice cooker for about 6 hours off of this device. You could do 800-watt electric oven, 3 hours-ish. You could do a coffee machine. You guys can do, of course, the LCD flat screen TVs. You want to run your laptops, your tablets, your phones. You can do, of course, leaf blowers, weed eaters, hand drills, table saws, car buffers. The sky's the limit. That's better than it being. No. I have my AC on, buddy. AC's on right now. It is hot in here. I don't recommend 4th floor apartments to anybody. But it's a great option. I love the 3000. They did really well when designing this. It's a phenomenally beautiful little piece. What I can also tell you is they actually created a hand cart for this one. So they did create a hand cart. It's a cool little hand truck. Let's see if I can actually find this. So if you guys want to look at a link of what the hand cart package looks like, I'm dropping it right now in chat. The hand cart's really, really kind of cool to what they created for this one. I love the idea that they said, hey, let's create a hand cart. They also made, I believe there's a carrying bag for this. So there is also, I think it's like a heated carrying bag or an extreme guard carrying bag for the elements. So it's a really cool idea that they created something like that with a bag as well. The 3000 is a phenomenal product. I love it. Great little options. By itself, hey, it's perfect. You guys can get it with, of course, 2 of those beautiful 200-watt panels for $1,600. Both of these package deals are over $1,000. You guys can get that 5% discount code, which is another great idea. Just phenomenal idea. Oh, yeah. Which one's 45% off? What did I miss? Did I grab one that's on? Oh, yeah. The whole package deal. It's one of these days, all right? Yeah. I caught on to that, Phil. I caught on to that a little bit late. All right, we're going to move into a bigger station. We're going to step up to another brand new station from them. Both of these stations were released within the last couple months, which is great. They're very, very new, very amazingly well done. We're going to talk about the 3600 Plus. So we went from the 3000 to the 3600 Plus. The 3600 Plus is coming in at $1,700 today. It's normally $2,800. It's 39% off right now. Now you have 3,584 watt hours of power and a 77-pound power station. This power station is more geared towards those of you that want to power your off-the-grid living, your cabin in the woods for, of course, winter fun, or your guys' cabin for, summer fun, whatever you guys choose. I'm not knocking it. This would also be great for your whole home automation, right? Because it can actually have batteries that are connected to it. The device is beautifully well done. You're going to have two 100 watt USB-C ports, two 18-watt USB-A ports, large display, TTR30 NEMA style plug, and of course 4 AC outlets. Now all of these AC outlets are going to do 3600 watts of sine wave connectability. By itself, perfect. That's all you need to know. I mean, that to me, that is enough to be like very, very happy. They didn't stop there though, because they added a bunch more to it. Again, created with cell to body technology, so the sizing is there. It's got their new Therm Duro with the exclusive cell technology, which means you guys can actually run this in colder temperature or warmer temperature than some of the others. The device has orange handles on the side so you guys can lift it, but it also has a handle that comes in and out of the back of the housing. It has large wheels, and it has accessory plugs on the side on it as well. When we flip this over, I'm going to kind of move the camera. You guys are going to probably see some ugly feet or legs, and I apologize. You're going to have, of course, the AC plug. This is going to be your expansion port plug to connect up to a manual transfer station or a second 3600 plus. Below that's going to be your solar panel connections, and below that's going to be your AC wall plug. Right here is your battery connecting port for the device. Now this, of course, battery connecting port will allow you to link up to 5 batteries. By linking 5 of these batteries, you're going to have 21 kilowatts of power, a little over 21 kilowatts. If you link 2 of these stations and, of course, 10 batteries, you're going to have about 43 kilowatts of power. Now, it's a phenomenal product. Easily movable, accessible, has all of the plug connectability that pretty much anybody could want or need in a product of this styling. Because it has enough power, you guys could run a 100-watt refrigerator for about 3 days. You could do 120 hours with a 5-watt light bulb. You guys could do 1150-watt window AC for about 3 hours. You could do your house washing machine about 5 times on this. But it is 77 pounds, so hey, just be cautious. Now, when you run it in parallel with the second 3600 plus, you guys can run it at 7200 watts of sine wave because it's parallel power. The usability is endless. Honestly, you guys could do so much more, from like space heaters, LCD screens, laptops, phones, tablets, Wi-Fi routers. You guys can do, of course, again, weed eaters, hand drills, electric water pumps. You guys could run or bake maybe some brownies. You guys could do your outside stoves. For the drone users, you guys can do that as well. Because it's got wheels, you guys can take it from place to place and not have to worry about it. It is pretty much small capacity size for the amount of battery capacity it has. And it's phenomenal. It's a great little option with this. Now, of course, add it with, of course, their IBC technology with the solar panels, and you guys can actually charge it that way and have fun. It is created with what's called zero drain, and it has something new that some of these others don't do. It's got a 10 milliseconds of UPS switchover. Most of the others are about 20 milliseconds of switchover. So you have a little bit quicker of a switchover time on hand with this. Still full app control. By itself, $1,700, it's phenomenal. If you want to get it with, of course, 2 of the 200-watt solar panels, it's going to be about a $3,700 price point. You guys can get it as a full package deal, and that's where I'm going to gear you guys towards always. Get the package. You guys can get the 3600 plus, 2 of the 200-watt solar panels, and the battery. Now, because you have the extra battery, you have 7,168 watt-hours of power total capacity. It's going to come with the battery linking cable, it's going to come with the solar panels, and it's going to come with this station. All of the same plugs apply to it, which is actually great, and of course, amazingly well done. Now remember, the battery usually has 2 ways of charging, just like the system, so that's really amazing on top of that. Charge time with this is going to be about 2.5 hours on a wall plug, about 4 hours with 1,000 watts of solar charging. If you do solar charging and wall plug, 2-hour charge time combined with this. 3600 plus is an amazing little station. that will rock your world. If you want to step it up, though, and of course size and comparison, you guys can go with the 5000. Now, the 5000 Plus is a lot larger of a device. It is definitely a step up in sizing, and it's going to do quite a bit more. This is for those of you that want to live off of the grid. This is for those of you that are in, like, an area that's prone to major power outages. This device will do that and then some. This device does weigh a little bit. It's about 130 pounds. I think it's a little over 120 pounds or something like that. It's a heavy, heavy power station. Now, with this device, you're going to have, of course, a bunch of amazing connections and portability. You're going to have 5,040 watt hours of power. On the front of the device, you're going to have, again, that large display. 2 USB-C ports that do 100 watts of charging. 2 USB-A ports that do 18 watts max charging. 4 AC outlets that do 7,200 watts of sine wave power connections. You're going to have that 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug for you. Now, with this, I'm actually going to move a power station so we can actually show this one a little more. Bear with me, guys, because we are going to go into depth. The 5000 can be fully charged, guys, in multiple ways. Technically, 5 different ways. We're going to show you guys 4 of them, and we're going to have fun with it, right? When we pop it over to the side, I'm going to move it to the side. You're going to have 3 more ports over here. The top port is going to be the AC expansion port. Now, the AC expansion port on the 5000 Plus is meant for what's called the smart transfer station, or linking it to another 5000 Plus system. Now, of course, below that, you're going to have 2 NEMA style plugs. You're going to have dual voltage charging capability with that, and that's the cool part with this. You're going to have 120 and 240 volt charging capability with those on hand. And that's the amazing little bit with this. Now, with all the other usages, of course, you're going to have just, an amazing bit of use that can do even more. The NEMA plugs are a 14-30 and, of course, a 14-50 NEMA style plug. Now, on hand, you're going to have, of course, the 14-50, which is, of course, a larger NEMA plug. It's going to do that beautiful, guys, 120 and 240 volt charging. That means technically you guys could plug in your house stove to this or your house dryer. And I love that idea to be able to do all of that on hand with the 5000 Plus. Now, that is not where it ends with the 5000 Plus, though. On the opposite side, you're going to have, of course, a battery expansion port, which is your DC expansion at the bottom. You're going to have your AC wall plug. And you're going to have solar capable charging. So over here, you're going to have your 80/20 low power solar array. You're also going to have your high power solar array as well. The green beautiful little panel with the red switch is going to allow you to switch to high panel solar array. Now with that, like I said, that means you guys can charge it multitude of ways. First and foremost is going to be like your wall charging. 1,800 watts of wall charging through your standard 3-prong wall plug, and you guys can actually charge at an amazing quick charge rate of 3.5 hours. If you want to do the 1,200 watts of charging through the low power solar array, which is, fine, most people are going to have low power solar arrays. It's going to be 1,200 watts of charging. It's going to give you guys a 5-hour charge rate. Now that's 1,000 watts per hour. That's actually a really decent charge time for that charge rate. If you look at like the 2000, it's a 2-hour charge time. That's 1,000 watts of power per hour. Now you guys can also do, of course, the high power solar charging. That's going to be for those people that have 4,000 watts or larger solar arrays. It's going to allow you to input at 4,000 watts of power through those large power solar arrays. And you guys can charge at 4,000 watts, which is a little under 2 hours. It's 1 hour and 3/4 technically, a little over 1.5 hours. It's quick charge time. If you use the smart transfer station, which needs to be connected up to, of course, your electric grid, when connected up that way, guys, it's going to give you guys a 4,000 watt charge rate at a little over an hour and a half. Now, with this device, it's got full app control. The app control is going to allow you to see generation and consumption of solar power. It's going to allow you to see generation and consumption of electric power, which is from your wall grid, or vice versa with that. It's also going to allow you to see the intake power of the high power solar arrays. Now remember, just because you have a 4,000 watt solar array does not mean you guys are going to always get 4,000 watts of charging through those solar arrays. If it's a little bit cloudy or shadowy, you may get less. So for those of you that maybe have a 7,000 watt solar array, you might be able to charge at a higher charge rate. It's only going to allow for 4,000 watts max charging through it, and it's going to stop off with that one. Now the device by itself is phenomenal. 5,040 watt hours of power, can be used as 20 milliseconds of UPS switchover if you want in standard mode. Connected up, of course, with, that beautiful STS, Smart Transfer Station, and you're going to have a 0 millisecond. So for the data users that use your computers all the time and you're worried about power outages, for the medical devices like your CPAP machines, your electric beds and stuff like that, it will never shut off. You're not going to have any delay whatsoever. Even at 20 milliseconds, you're not going to have much of an issue. But because it's got that 0 milliseconds, it's going to be even better than that. Now, by itself, it's like $2,998. With the 500X solar panel, it's $35.99, which is a 31% savings. So you guys are either saving 30% or 31%. It's up to you how you pick, what you pick, or what you're going to save with this. This device will allow you to run quite a bit, and when I go there, we're going to talk about just a few small things, like flat screen TV. On this device by itself, 2 days. If you want to run your house dryer for 3 hours, go ahead and do so. Your larger window ACs are going to give you guys about 4.5 to 5 hours. For the central AC users like Phil, you guys will get about 2-hour runtime with that central AC. About 110 hours with a 100-watt refrigerator. You guys see where I'm going with this, of course, on hand. The smaller the power, the longer the runtime. By itself, it's over 5,000 watt hours power, right? 5,040. You can add 5 batteries to this system and have 30 kilowatts of power. Technically, a little over 30 kilowatts of power. At 30 watts of power, you guys should have at least about 7 days of runtime with your standard appliances to your house. Add a large solar array system, and you guys are running constantly throughout and not having to worry about it. For those of you that want to, of course, double that up, add a second 5,000 plus and 10 batteries, and you're going to have 60 kilowatts of power. 60 kilowatts of power is a large power array. It's a very, very large power system. It's a large battery system, and it does well. So, you guys, 5,000 plus system is an amazing option if you're looking at 2 different great price points. For those of you that want to step into, of course, the realm of their other new product, let's go in here. Let's talk about the 240D. Now, the 240D is going to come in, and it is a nice little product. You guys are going to see it here on the table. When we zoom on in, and we'll bring you guys in there, you guys will see it right there. This is a handheld device that only weighs 4.5 pounds. Now, 4.5 pounds, this comes in a multitude of different package styles deals. By itself, it's a great package deal. By itself, it's like $149. At $149, it is a great price point. For the people on the Dragon Blogger side, I'm going to post that in chat for you guys. So that is going to be your $149 piece. You guys can also get it with the battery or the power brick, and guys, for $309. Now, 256 watt hours of power in this device. It's an amazing. I'm going to grab it. We're going to bring it closer. We're going to show it, and we're going to go into this. This is a phenomenal product. Multitude of connections, digital display, and of course a handle that you guys can carry it around with. Now, for those of you that have not seen this handle is actually something new on their systems. The handle is movable, flexible, and can be taken apart. So if you guys want to put like a crossbody cover or a strap, you guys can do that as well. The handle comes apart. It's a USB-C cable. It's technically a USB-C to USB-C cable, so you guys can charge it or other devices off of it. So amazing idea that they built this very strong cable that can be used as a handle to carry it around. I love that idea. And because it's all in there, it's protected and very well done. You're going to have two USB-C ports right here and a USB-A port. The first USB-C port is going to be, I think it's the 100 watt port. Then you're going to have the 15 watt port, and then you're going to have the 15 watt USB-A port. You're then going to have the 140 watt USB-C port down below. The one down below is going to be bidirectional, so it's an input and output charging capability. You're also going to have the DC plug. Now, this DC plug is going to be meant for like the wall chargers or solar panel connections. So if you guys want to connect solar panels, you guys can do that as well. Now, at 140 watts of charging capability, you guys can do quite a bit. Now, you guys will notice it's about 53% charge, which is great. It's got a nice display, and it's lightweight. This is perfect for those of you that want to take it and, of course, be movable with it. Now, charging it, of course, you guys are going to have a charge time. The charge time is going to range depending on the product that you're using, and it's always going to range with that. If you're using the DC wall plug connected up to, of course, just, wall capabilities, it's going to take you a few hours. If you're using the 140 watt USB-C port, about a 2.5 hour charge time. If you're using, let's say, a 100 watt solar panel, little over about, it's like 3 hour charge time with this device. 4 hours in your car on that DC plug. That cable's not included though. The only thing included is, of course, that USB-C cable. Unless you get that package deal, it's going to come with, of course, the wall power brick and another USB-C cable. This should allow you to do about 15 cell phone charges off of it, maybe 3 laptop charges, 16 hours of the Bluetooth speaker. For the Nintendo Switch users, you might get about 30 to 34 hours of runtime with the Nintendo Switch. Very lightweight, very portable, and very, very beautiful. At $149, they really did well with this new product. I really love it. And it's going to give you guys a look of that new top pattern. It's like a carbon fiber pattern. That one, I love that they added that touch to it. It gives it a little more style for it. Still has their orange colorway patterns. And, I'm a little stickler. I would have loved a little bit more brighter orange personally, but I get it. Silicone pads on the bottom, like most of their stations, so you don't have to worry about it, but capability of carrying it and taking it everywhere. Still LiFePO 4 cells, over a 10-year lifespan without a problem, built with that new Therm Duro cell technology. It's like minus 20 Celsius all the way up to 45 degrees Celsius. For the rest of you, like on a -4 all the way up to 115 degrees is going to be your running temperatures of this device. Still has the UL certifications. So the UL certifications are great for like drop protection and flame retardant shelling. Of course, a little over 4.5 pounds. So about 7 inches tall, 5 inches by 5 inches. This thing's amazing. Jackery, I really like this one. You guys, I had a favorite. I really loved using the 100 Plus. If you guys saw the Jackery 100 Plus, it was a nice, small, little portable power station meant for the USB devices, and I used it quite a bit for all of my lighting. This is now taken over because it is still very portable, very lightweight, but it's got more plugs. So, cool little piece, great little options, phenomenal price. Now, we also have the original 300. Now, the original 300 is going to come in at about $169 for you guys by itself. Now, there's a couple package deals. We're going to have it by itself for $169, or you guys can get it for $329 with a 100-watt solar panel. 293 watt-hours of power in this beautiful little handheld device. Now, you guys can see the back side's just plain. Fixed handle. Bright orange displays on the side, and, of course, the front display. You're going to have 2 of these AC outlets that do 300 watts, 500 max. You're going to have the 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug, display. You're going to have 2 USB-A ports and a USB-C port, 60-watt bidirectional USB-C port. DC plug as well. Now the DC plug is just a standard DC plug. It's going to allow you to do wall plug charging, of course, all the solar charging and everything. 3 hours, a little over 3.5 hours is your charge time by the wall plug itself. If you use the wall plug and the USB-C port, you're going to have a 2-hour charge time. So you have that nicer quick charge time. With 293 watt hours power, you guys could do, of course, like 16 to 17 cell phone charges. You guys could do 40 hours with the Nintendo Switch, about 5 hours with the CPAP machine. You guys can run a flat screen TV, your LED lighting, and everything. It's because it's 7 pounds. It's more of those portable devices where I can sit here and just work out with it if I wanted to, or just carry it everywhere. Nice, lightweight, $169 product. Very, very phenomenal. Should be checked out. Don't sleep on that one. If you want to step up in, of course, sizing, you guys could do, let's see if I can pull the table up. You guys could do the 500. Now, the 500's back here. It's a nice, large piece. 518 watt hours of power, $298. And it will run quite a bit. 3 USB-A ports. You're going to have an AC outlet that does 500 watts pure sine wave power, cane peak at 1,000. Multiple DC plugs and flashlight built on the side. This technically run, like, let's say a blend for over 50 minutes if you wanted to, or you guys can do 8 hours with an air compressor. You guys can do flat screen TV, CPAP machine for 9 hours. You guys could do heated blanket for about 4.5 to 5 hours. It's a phenomenal product. It weighs about 13 pounds. By itself, $298, or if you guys want to, $469 with, of course, the 100-watt solar panel. You guys could get the 300 or the 240. Now I'm going to talk about this. When we come down to the table at the bottom, I'm just going to show one with this on hand. The 300 and the 240 are identical housings. You're going to have that flashlight on the front. The flashlight's phenomenal, beautiful. You're going to have a 300-watt AC outlet. You're going to have 600 watts max if you want to. You're going to have 2 USB-C ports, a 100-watt port, 15-watt port, and a 15-watt USB-A port. Then you're going to have that 12-volt, 10-amp plug. Now, for the 300 plus, you're going to have, of course, 288 watt hours of power. The device itself is going to cost you just, a few bucks with that. And it's not a bad price point with it by itself. So the 300 plus by itself is $269. If you want to get the 300 plus with the Mini 40 solar panel, it's like $279. If you want to get with the 100-watt solar panel, it's $449. So 3 different package deals with that. Now the 240 is going to be, of course, 256 watt hours of power, but identical housing. So, and when I mean identical, you guys can see that down there, and I can grab the 240. It's identical. Same AC outlet, same USB-C port, same, of course, cigarette lighter style adapter and flashlight display. Still has app control, and they both only weigh 8 pounds. Both have under 2-hour charge time. So the 300 plus is going to charge at an hour and a half. This is going to charge slightly under 2 hours. Both can run quite a bit, just different battery capacities and price points. So you have the options from the 240 or the 300 plus in package deals, and phenomenally well done. So if that's what you guys are looking for, definitely check it out. Or you guys can get, of course, the big bad boy that was on the table back here, the 2000 plus or 4000 kit. Now, the 4000 kit is a crazy, crazy kit and beautiful power station. When we move over here, you guys can actually see that system right here. That is, of course, going to be that battery that's sitting on top, 2 of the solar panels, and, of course, the power station. Now, you have 2042 watt hours of power in the station alone, but you're going to get another 2042 watt hours of power with, of course, that battery on top. So you're going to have 4,085 watt hours of power. Now, at $2,700, guys, you have a full kit. Now, it can be fully charged in 2 hours on a wall plug or 2 hours with 6 of the 200-watt solar panels. You guys can do about 25 hours in a car charger if you guys have it plugged into your RV or motorhome through a cigarette lighter adapter with that on hand. Now, on the front, you're going to have a digital display. You're going to have that TTR30 NEMA plug. you're going to have 4 of those beautiful AC outlets. Now these, of course, 5 plugs can do 3,000 watts of pure sound wave power, can peak at 6,000. You're going to have 2 USB-C ports to do 100 watts ports charging and 2 USB-A ports to do 18 watts max charging. You're going to have the 12 volt 10 amp plug as well. With the 2000, because you guys can add batteries, you can have 5 batteries. And at 5 batteries, it's 12 kilowatts of power. Link it with the second 2000 plus and 10 batteries, and you're going to have 24 kilowatts of power. Now, it is large enough to run pretty much any home appliance that you guys could think of, from your stove to your ovens to your flat screen TVs to even your hot water tank on hand. Connect it up with the manual transfer station, and you guys have a great option of devices. For $2,700, it's a great package deal, or you guys can get the station by itself with just the solar panels for like $1,500. Now, of course, I'm going to tell you guys, spend a little extra, get the full kit, and you're going to have a battery, the station, and of course, solar panels. So, great little options, phenomenal little products. If you're looking for something like that, definitely check it out. Now, we're at the end of the show where we're going to start showing you guys solar panel options. First and foremost is going to be the 100 watt solar panel. So we're going to talk about the 100 watt solar panel. That is, of course, bifacial charging. This is that beautiful 100 watt panel. It's got that nice little Jackery logo and, of course, a kickstand or a leg, however you guys want to call it. That unvelcros and has elastic straps. It's going to allow you to tip it at a 25-degree angle. Now, it is bifacial charging, which means it can actually get a charge from both sides of the panel. You're going to see that this side is a bluish hinge or a lighter side. You're also going to know that it is IPX8 or fully waterproof and water resistant. It's got pressed snap rings and, of course, a fabric handle to hold it on. It is a tri-fold design, and when you unfold it, you guys are going to be greeted with, of course, the darker or black side. Now, the darker or the black side is going to take the most charge rate from the sun. So that's going to be what you're going to aim at the sun. Now, this device or this panel is a very large and long panel. Hopefully, you guys can kind of get the gist of how long it truly is by when I reach this out. When we pop it over here, you guys can actually see it over here, and it's a beautiful little piece. It's going to do 25% efficiency even in low light settings, so you guys can actually charge in overcast or shadowy skies. Because it is IPX68 rated or IPX8 rated, it can actually stay out in the rain, the snow, or of course a dust storm. It's not going to hurt it. Wash it off with the hose if it gets dirty, and of course it's still up and running. Because it's a nice lightweight panel that's bifacial charging, it can be taken pretty much anywhere. At $209, it is a phenomenal product. This is going to do well for anybody that has like the 240D all the way up to the 5000. It can be used on every station, depending on the cabling or the plug that you are using. You may need the USB-C to DC adapter, or you may need the 8020 to 7909 adapter, or you just may need the 7909 plug. And that's going to be your ranging with this. Lightweight, portable, and of course can be taken wherever you want. Great little option. You guys could also get the 200 watt solar panel, which I don't have this panel to show you, but the 200 watt panel is pretty much going to be like that one. It is bifacial charging. It's going to be about $378. Normally like a $700 price tag. What I can tell you is it's a larger panel. It's going to do 200 watts of charging and 18 volts. It's going to work with pretty much every station that they make except for the small ones. So it's going to work on the 1000 V2 up to the 5000 plus. For those of you that have, let's say, the 500 down, it's not going to work for you guys. Those are only accept 100 watts of charging on hand, with that being said. Now, bifacial charging. The new 200 watt panel is actually going to do 26% charging capacity. So it's going to do 26.7% efficiency in low light settings, which is great. Standard highlight brightness during summer and everything else, you're going to get 100 watts of charging. You don't have to worry about it. Again, fully waterproof, water resistant for hot and wet weather, and bifacial charging. So that's where it's going to be great with that. Amazon customer, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. For the ones that maybe want a smaller panel for the smaller stations, like the 240D, the 300s, or the 240s all together, it's going to be the Mini 40. This is going to be your $79 option. Now, this is 39% off today. At $79, you have a 12-inch tall by 10-inch wide, a little over a half-inch thick at its thickest point. Now, this solar panel is, of course, the 40-watt panel. It's a lightweight 2.5-pound panel, but it is actually nicely sized. So when fully unfolded, you have a decently sized panel of over 30 inches. Now, this is going to allow you to view and charge all of those smaller stations, from like the 100 plus, the original, to the 240D2, to the original 240s, the 240 plus, or of course you guys need to, the 300, 300 plus, or even the 500s. Now, 40 watts of charging. Bifacial is not an option with this one. This is single-sided charging. This is going to be so small and lightweight, it's the size of a 3-ring binder. Because it's so small and lightweight, you guys can carry this around in your backpack and not have to worry about it. This is a great little option. The IP68 rated means if it gets dirty, dusty, it can be left out in the rain, left out in the snow, it's not going to hurt it. And it's got a nice thick panel to it, nice ridged and very, very durable little piece. Mini 40 is a great option for all of those of you that are looking for a panel of this style. Now, we can also tell you guys that we have the $178 option today. It's actually normally a $300 panel. This is the 100 Prime. Now, the 100 Prime is their fully tempered glass panel. Now, this is a rigid glass panel. It does need to be, of course, used with caution because glass paneling. Fully metal housed all the way around. So if you guys look at this, it's got a metal housing that's going to go all the way around, and of course an orange top. But it's got that nice black tempered glass with this. Now, this is bifacial charging, so it still has that 25% efficiency in low light settings. If you guys are not using bifacial on this, it's going to be about 23% efficiency or so. Now, on the back side, it's going to be that reflective charging side, or the light blue side, metal housing. It's going to have 12 individual pre-drilled holes, so you guys can actually mount this down. It's going to come with 4 Z brackets. It's going to come with 8 self-tapping screws and 4 stainless steel hardwares with nuts and bolts. It's going to come with a permanently fixed 10-foot cable, and that 10-foot cable end is going to be an Anderson clip style plug. Now, the Anderson clip style plug means you guys can link up to extra 100 panels, so you guys can link up multiple of these 100-watt panels without a problem. Use the Anderson clip splitter, and then, of course, connect it into your solar stations. Or if you need, use the adapter that goes Anderson clip to the 7909, or the adapter clip that goes from Anderson clip to, of course, the 8020 plug, and use it on your bigger stations. Now, this is a great little piece. IP68 rated, fully waterproof, water resistant. It's not very heavy. I mean, for a fully tempered glass, it's actually not that heavy. You guys can see it's not too thick either. Again, because it's bifacial charging, you technically want to set it at a 25-degree angle to get the most effectiveness out of the charging with it. It's a phenomenally beautiful panel that's going to do really, really well for those of you that need a panel of that styling. $178 is the price point for it. It's a great deal. So if you guys are looking, definitely check it out. Now, with that, that's what we have for guys with this show. Now, remember, if you guys purchase over $1,000 worth of products today, you have, of course, that option to use that 5% discount code. You guys use that 5% discount code, and you guys can save a few bucks because you spend over $1,000. That's our gift for you guys today. And that's the cool piece about it. Now, you guys can do much, much more. There's a lot more product that they offer. There's other panels and all of that. So they have like a new light 100-watt panel and everything in between. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Now, remember, guys, you have that 1000 V2s at a phenomenal price point. You guys can get the 2000 V2 as well. You guys can get all of the other options from the beautiful 5000 and much, much more. If you guys definitely want a bigger station, you guys can do, like I said, those 2 beautiful stations. Of course, one's hidden behind it now because we showed it. You guys can also get that big bad boy right there. or you can do any option of all of those stations on the table behind us. Of course, solar panels with that. Now, I want to thank you guys for being here. We will be back next Monday with another show. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. And we'll see you guys on the next show. Have a good one, everybody.